Good evening, class. As you could tell, I'm a little late getting my speech together. I had a confusion and I thought I was the evaluator for this week, but turns out it's for the next speech, so yeah. Anyways, I'm here now, and my speech today is going to be about being a nanny and the pros and cons to it. Some people get confused about what a babysitter and a nanny is. The way most people view it is a babysitter is more of like a short term or for a short time period, like for a few hours in the evening or something like that, and not every day. Or it could be every day, but most of the time it's not. Whereas a nanny is more of an everyday thing for longer than a few hours, like is for if the parents were going to work and you're watching the kids. There's also a live-in nanny where obviously you live in with the family that you're working for. But today I'm going to be talking about the nanny. I was a nanny this last year before I came to college this year, in between my year gap of college. I watched two boys, and it was quite the experience for me. I enjoyed it. I love being around kids, and being a babysitter or nanny is something I always wanted to do, and I did do it some when I was younger, but obviously I did it at my house with my mom there when I was younger. But this opportunity came up for me to take a nanny job, and so I did, and I enjoyed it. Anyways, to the main part of the topic. First off, when you're going into a nanny job, you want to make sure you're on the same page as parents for reason I'm sure you know, like discipline and even just simple tasks of what they expect out of you. You want to make sure you're on the same page as them. I mean, it wouldn't even hurt to write it out. These pros and cons that I'm going to be talking about come from 4 sites. One of them, careers.allot.com, justbeingbrooklyn.com, charrone.com, and care.com. The first topic is being with kids. Obviously, you're a nanny, you're going to be with kids. As I said, I love kids, and so I like being around kids. But then there's the negative side. You're around kids all the time, so they can be annoying sometimes. It can be dreaded some days, but I'm pretty sure even parents somewhat dread when a kid has attitude or something. It's just part of being human. There's the side of discipline. You may not be able to discipline the child the way that you think they should be disciplined, or the way that if it was your kids you think you would discipline them, because obviously the parents may not want you to do it that way. But then there's also the positive side of that, whereas you are opening yourselves to different ways of discipline and experiencing different ways to discipline a child. Every child's different. Every child's going to take a punishment a different way. So, as for example, if you can't spank the child you're watching and you have to give them time out, there's a punishment I probably wouldn't have done for my kids as much. Yes, I would have. I'm not saying I'm going to beat the living daylights out of my child, but anyways, I've learned with the older boy I watched that even time out sometimes didn't work for him, like taking toys away or his tablet, or just like not even be able to, like, if we were at his house visiting my house. It just depends on the child. Obviously, you're with the kids every day. You're going to have some kind of influence on them. What kind of influence is up to you. I enjoy watching kids grow. The youngest one when I started was 4 or 5 months, and now he's actually gonna be 2 here soon. And watching him just learn how to crawl and walk was something really cool for me. And even the older one, him asking all of his questions, his whys, his what ifs, his big imaginative questions was just cool for me, because I like helping kids to learn. But then there's also the side of you're with them all the time. You're gonna have to say goodbye to them sometime. And that was a little difficult for me when I was coming back to college. I had been with these boys for a year, and we'd been through a lot, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But their parents ended up getting a divorce, and it was hard on me. I can only imagine how hard it was on them. But anyways, saying goodbye to the kids you're watching is a con. At least for me it would be, because I'm attached to the kids. Then there's also the topic of money. My job, we decided just to pay cash and not worry about taxes and all that thing. So it depends on how you want to look at it. I didn't have to take taxes out of it, but I also didn't get my tax return. So it's all in what you want to do and how you want to do it. Some other pros is you get to be a kid. You don't have to do, like, if you were at a secretary job, you don't have to act like a grown-up when you're being a nanny. You get to play with the kids, you get to read books, you could even swing if you wanted to. I mean, you know what I'm saying. You get to be a kid. If you enjoy being with kids and being a kid, you're going to enjoy your job. They say if you enjoy your job, you never have to work a day in your life. And that was true for me most days. I will say, just any job, doesn't matter if you like it or not, I feel like some days you're going to have those days where you just wish you could stay home. And then another pro I found to it is you get some experience as a parent. Obviously you're not the parent, but you do get some experience in a way, some parental experiences, like discipline, like we were talking about, and just knowing how to answer some of the crazy why questions and stuff like that. It kind of just, I feel like it would prepare you for being a parent. Some of the other cons is if you only have one nanny and if they get sick, then you're going to have to figure out something to do from there. And then a con for me, in my job experience being a nanny, is when the parents went through a divorce. Obviously it was not something I signed up for when I did take this job. I just thought, it's family, I'm going to be working for a family. And when this happened, I had a choice to make. Was I going to keep watching these boys, or was I going to find a different job? So there's the side of you never know what's going to happen, because it's a totally different family from your own immediate family. And that is all of the pros and cons I have of being a nanny. My personal experience being a nanny, I love it. And I actually get to be with the boys that I watch more now that I'm home, because my mom actually watches them. But being a nanny is a great experience for someone who loves kids or is always dreamed of being a mom. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. Anyways, that's all I have for this evening. I hope you got something out of this, and that's it.